He is. He's actually one of the world's leading coin experts. He's one of the world's biggest coin dealers. He's been on the air with us for several decades. And the only reason you stick around with us for that long is if you do what you say and you say what you do. And he's done that for millions of coin collectors who tune in for each and every one of these shows. So we have a great lineup. That one on that 86, guys, I would absolutely, and I know coin collectors tune in to see the good stuff because these are so rare sometimes. This is your chance to go ahead and pre-order that 86. And we will get to the story, the full story, in a couple of minutes, but I'm telling you, it's mind-blowing. But actually, we're gonna go up north to Canada, actually, for this first set. Hey, what's significant about this maple leaf collection?
Well, look, the Royal Canadian Mint does some really cool stuff and always has done really cool stuff. This is just emblematic of this. It started several years ago. They started making what were called the fractional silver maple leaves is what you're looking at here. And these are this incredibly special, layered, reverse proof. And as you can see, it's a 1 ounce, it's a half ounce, it's a quarter ounce, and then it's a 1/10 of an ounce of the silver Canadian maple leaves. At the United States, and they only did 5,500. If the United States government did a set like this, I'd probably put 2 zeros after this to be able to do this. I mean, the rarest American silver eagle, 30,000 coins. They made it last year, 30,000 coins. That coin still sells for $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 is really what it comes down to. If the United States government did a fractional silver eagle set, I can't even tell you how incredibly popular this would be. So this is the 2017, and what happened is it's funny. I went into the warehouse and just went out and looked and said, I have a couple of these old fractional sets. I mean, when they first came out, they were tremendous sellers. And then if you look at this right now, it's in the original government packaging. It's an absolutely spectacular price. Only 5,500 sets have been done of this entire thing. And like I said, it's the 1 ounce, a half ounce, a quarter ounce, the 1/10 ounce in this fantastic, amazing limited edition in the original Royal Canadian Mint packaging. Look at that coin with the maple leaf. Imagine